Welcome to BioBoost. If you're using GLP-1 medications like Semaglutide or Liraglutide for weight management, you're on a path to significant health changes. But did you know that how you eat while on these medications is just as crucial as the medication itself? Today, we're diving deep into the GLP-1 Plate, your practical guide to nutrition for fueling fat loss and protecting your health while your appetite is suppressed. This isn't about restrictive dieting, it's about smart, strategic eating. The GLP-1 nutrition paradox. Glucagon-like peptide, 1 receptor agonists or GLP-1s, such as Semaglutide and Liraglutide, represent a significant advancement in medical weight management. Understanding their mechanism is key to developing an effective nutritional strategy. These medications work by mimicking the effects of the natural incretin hormone GLP-1, which plays a crucial role in regulating appetite and digestion. But here's the twist. The very effectiveness of GLP-1s introduces a unique nutritional challenge. How do you ensure you're getting all the nutrients your body needs when your appetite is significantly suppressed and you feel full much sooner? The goal, therefore, is not to impose a restrictive diet on top of the medication's effects, but to adopt a strategic, nutrient-focused approach to eating that supports health and optimizes the benefits of GLP-1 therapy. Understanding GLP-1 receptor agonists and appetite regulation. So, how do GLP-1s actually work to regulate your appetite? These medications exert their effects on weight through a sophisticated interplay of central and peripheral mechanisms. Scientifically speaking, GLP-1s like Semaglutide and Liraglutide are synthetic versions of the human GLP-1 hormone. This hormone is naturally released by all cells in your intestine after you eat. These medications bind to and activate GLP-1 receptors found in various tissues, including your brain and your gastrointestinal tract. Their action on appetite and weight management is primarily twofold. First, central nervous system effects. GLP-1s can influence appetite centers in the brain. Some, like Liraglutide, are known to cross the blood-brain barrier, while others may act on peripheral receptors that then signal to the brain. This signaling enhances feelings of satiety, that's fullness, and reduces overall appetite and food cravings. The result? You naturally tend to consume fewer calories. Second, peripheral gastrointestinal effects. A key action of GLP-1s is the slowing of gastric emptying. This means that food remains in your stomach for a longer duration before passing into the small intestine. This delayed transit time contributes significantly to prolonged feelings of fullness after meals and can reduce the desire to eat as frequently. The combined effect of this central appetite suppression and delayed gastric emptying makes GLP-1s highly effective for weight loss. What does this mean for you? Individuals using these medications should recognize that the profound reduction in appetite and the earlier onset of fullness are the intended therapeutic effects crucial for achieving weight management goals. It's beneficial to view these physiological changes as an opportunity to reset eating habits and cultivate a new awareness of hunger and satiety cues, rather than perceiving them solely as a form of restriction. The core challenge: achieving full nutrient intake on a suppressed appetite. The very mechanisms that make GLP-1s so effective for weight loss, that appetite suppression and early satiety, also create a significant nutritional challenge. Losing weight is great, but are you getting all the essential nutrients your body desperately needs when you're eating less? This is the core challenge we need to address. The substantial decrease in overall food consumption, driven by the medication's effects, is the cornerstone of its weight loss efficacy. However, this reduction in quantity also inherently carries the risk of inadequate intake of essential macronutrients, particularly protein and vital micronutrients like vitamins and minerals, if food choices are not carefully considered. Studies have indicated that individuals undergoing GLP-1 therapy may not meet the dietary reference intakes, DRIs, for several crucial nutrients, potentially leading to deficiencies that could have unintended long-term health consequences. Furthermore, the slowed digestion, while beneficial for satiety, can make it physically uncomfortable to consume larger volumes of food at any one time. This can further limit the opportunities for adequate nutrient intake, especially if meals are not planned to be nutrient-dense. The imperative becomes clear: when overall food intake is reduced, the nutritional quality of every food choice is magnified. As noted by UC Health dietitian Shannon Kristen, if you're only able to eat 50%, you should make every bite as nutritious as possible. This underscores the critical need for a deliberate and thoughtful approach to eating. So, what's the actionable step? Emphasize the principle that every bite counts more than ever before. Nutrient density should become the guiding philosophy for all food selections. Individuals should be mindful of their reduced capacity for food and proactively plan meals and snacks that maximize nutritional value per calorie. Cultivating nutritional awareness, actively considering the vitamin, mineral, and protein content of foods is essential. This proactive mindset is non-negotiable, as spontaneous or haphazard eating can easily lead to suboptimal nutrient intake when appetite is low or side effects like nausea interfere with food choices. Setting the stage, a strategic approach to eating, not restrictive dieting. Our aim here is to develop a sustainable and health-promoting eating pattern that works in concert with your GLP-1 medication, rather than simply adding another layer of dietary restriction. Forget old-school restrictive diets. We're talking about a strategic eating plan that supports your GLP-1 journey. Layering a highly restrictive diet on top of medication-induced appetite suppression could paradoxically exacerbate the risk of nutrient deficiencies and foster an unhealthy relationship with food. Many individuals starting GLP-1s may have a history of traditional dieting, often characterized by restriction and deprivation. The medication itself induces a form of caloric restriction. Therefore, the focus must shift towards a strategic, thoughtful, and nutrient-prioritized eating pattern. This approach supports the body's needs during weight loss, helps preserve essential muscle mass, and maintains overall physiological function. This aligns with the recognized need for tailored medical nutrition therapy, MNT, for individuals using GLP-1s, an approach that is patient-centered and considers the unique physiological changes induced by the medication. Similar in concept to the specialized MNT provided for bariatric surgery patients. Such integrated care plans, combining GLP-1s with targeted diet and lifestyle modifications, are crucial for enhancing patient outcomes. What's the takeaway? Frame your nutritional strategy as an empowering tool for health protection and optimization, rather than a punitive set of rules. Encourage a mindset shift from focusing on what can I eat to what beneficial, nutrient-dense foods can I include in appropriate portions. Highlight that this strategic eating approach is designed to support the medication's effectiveness, minimize potential negative consequences of reduced intake, and promote long-term health and well-being. And critically, always discuss any significant dietary changes, especially when on medication, with your healthcare provider or a registered dietitian. They can provide personalized guidance based on your individual health status and nutritional needs. The protein-first mandate. When your appetite is suppressed and overall food intake is reduced by GLP-1s, prioritizing protein becomes an absolute cornerstone of your nutritional strategy. This protein-first mandate is critical not only for optimizing your body composition during weight loss, but also for enhancing satiety and supporting your metabolic health. On GLP-1s and want to lose fat, not muscle, the secret weapon is protein. Find out why it's non-negotiable. The science. Why protein is paramount on GLP-1 agonists. The emphasis on protein for individuals using GLP-1s is rooted in several key physiological benefits. First, muscle mass preservation, a primary concern during any calorie-restricted weight loss. is the potential loss of lean muscle mass alongside fat. Evidence indicates that GLP-1 users can experience a significant proportion of their weight loss as lean body mass, sometimes between 20 to 50%, which may be higher than with traditional diet and exercise alone. Consuming adequate protein is essential for creating a positive protein balance in the body. This helps to spare metabolically active muscle tissue while preferentially promoting the loss of fat mass. Preserving muscle is vital not only for strength and physical function, but also for maintaining a healthy metabolic rate. Muscle tissue burns more calories at rest than fat tissue, and its loss can contribute to a metabolic slowdown. Second, enhanced satiety. Protein is widely recognized as the most satiating macronutrient. This means it promotes a greater and more prolonged feeling of fullness compared to carbohydrates or fats. By prioritizing protein, individuals can feel more satisfied even with smaller meal volumes, an effect that synergizes powerfully with the appetite-suppressing actions of GLP-1s. This can make adherence to a lower overall calorie intake more manageable and sustainable. The protein leverage hypothesis suggests that humans may continue to eat until protein needs are met. Thus, ensuring adequate protein may prevent compensatory overeating of other macronutrients. Third, blood sugar stabilization. Protein has a relatively minimal impact on blood glucose levels when consumed alone, and can slow the absorption of glucose from carbohydrates when consumed as part of a mixed meal. This contributes to more stable blood sugar levels and helps prevent large spikes and subsequent crashes, providing a steadier energy supply throughout the day. This effect complements the primary glucose-lowering mechanisms of GLP-1s. And fourth, increased thermic effect of food. The body expends energy to digest, absorb, and metabolize nutrients. Protein has a higher TF than carbohydrates or fats, meaning it requires more energy to process. While this effect is modest, it contributes to a slight increase in overall energy expenditure. Practically speaking, prioritizing protein helps you keep your strength and muscle, feel fuller for longer on less food, and maintain steady energy levels throughout the day. Specific protein recommendations. How much is enough? Determining the appropriate amount of protein is crucial for harnessing its benefits during GLP-1 therapy. How much protein do you really need on GLP-1s? It's probably more than you think. While general protein recommendations for healthy adults are typically around 0.8 grams per kilogram g/kg of body weight per day, needs are significantly elevated during periods of active weight loss, particularly when aiming to preserve lean muscle mass with medications like GLP-1s. Evidence from various sources suggests a target range of 1.2 to 2.0 g/kg of ideal or goal body weight per day for individuals on GLP-1s. Some guidelines propose around 1.5 g/kg/day. Using ideal or goal body weight for this calculation, rather than current body weight, especially in individuals with significant obesity, helps to establish a physiologically appropriate target that doesn't lead to excessively high protein intakes. For example, for an individual with a goal weight of 70 kilograms, that's about 154 pounds, this translates to approximately 84 to 140 grams of protein daily. This daily amount is often best distributed throughout the day, aiming for approximately 20 to 30 grams of protein per main meal and including protein in snacks. Muscle protein synthesis appears to be optimally stimulated when protein is consumed in such boluses across the day, rather than concentrated in 1 or 2 large meals. A practical target for many users is to aim for 1.2 to 1.6 g/kg of their ideal or goal body weight. For instance, if a person's goal weight is 68 kilograms, approximately 150 pounds, their protein target would be roughly 82 to 109 grams per day. Crucially, you must consult with your healthcare provider or a registered dietitian. These professionals can help determine personalized protein needs based on factors such as your overall health status, kidney function, activity level, and the specific GLP-1 you're using. Utilizing food tracking applications can be a helpful tool for monitoring protein intake and ensuring targets are met. And remember, focus on distributing protein intake relatively evenly across all meals and snacks to maximize its benefits for satiety and muscle maintenance. Tiered list of high-quality protein sources. When your overall food intake is reduced, the quality and variety of protein sources become even more critical to ensure an adequate supply of all essential amino acids. The focus should be on complete proteins, which provide all 9 essential amino acids that the body cannot synthesize on its own. Prioritizing lean sources is also important to manage overall calorie and saturated fat intake. Digestibility and bioavailability are additional factors to consider. To make this even clearer, let's break down the best protein sources into a few key categories. Think of Tier 1 as your go-to, excellent lean sources. This is where you'll find things like skinless chicken or turkey breast, with a 3 to 4 ounce serving giving you a powerful 25 to 35 grams of protein. This tier also includes fish like cod, salmon, and canned tuna. For dairy and plant-based options, non-fat Greek yogurt and cottage cheese are champions, each packing over 20 grams of protein per cup. And for plant-based powerhouses, look to tofu, tempeh, and lentils. And of course, a scoop of protein powder is a highly convenient Tier 1 option to help you hit your goals. In Tier 2, we have other great sources that might contain a bit more fat or come combined with other macronutrients. This includes whole eggs, where 2 large eggs give you about 12 to 14 grams of protein. It also includes lean red meat like sirloin, which is rich in iron and B12, but where portion control is key. And this is where you'll find things like quinoa, nuts, and seeds, which are great plant-based sources of protein that also provide healthy fats and fiber. Finally, think of Tier 3 as your smart, plant-based combinations. A classic example is rice and beans, which when eaten together, form a complete protein profile. By focusing on Tier 1 sources and supplementing with choices from Tiers 2 and 3, you can easily build a protein-rich diet that supports your health. By consistently choosing from these sources and ensuring adequate total intake distributed throughout the day, individuals using GLP-1s can effectively support their weight management goals while protecting vital muscle tissue and overall health. Fiber, phytonutrients, and gut health. While protein takes center stage for muscle preservation, fiber and phytonutrients are crucial supporting actors in your nutritional strategy when using GLP-1s. These components are vital for managing common digestive side effects, ensuring micronutrient adequacy on a reduced intake, and fostering a healthy gut environment, which plays an increasingly recognized role in overall metabolic health. Fiber, the digestive ally for GLP-1 users. Dietary fiber plays a multifaceted role in supporting you on GLP-1 therapy, particularly in mitigating common gastrointestinal side effects. Battling constipation on GLP-1s? Fiber is your friend, but there's a right way to add it. One of the most frequently reported side effects of GLP-1s is constipation. This occurs because these medications slow down gastric emptying and overall intestinal motility. Dietary fiber is essential in combating this. Insoluble fiber, found in whole grains, wheat bran, and many vegetables, adds bulk to the stool, which helps stimulate bowel movements and makes stool softer and easier to pass. Soluble fiber, found in oats, barley, nuts, seeds, beans, lentils, and some fruits and vegetables, absorbs water to form a gel-like substance, which also contributes to softer, more easily passable stools. Fiber also supports your gut microbiome. Soluble fiber, in particular, acts as a prebiotic, serving as food for beneficial gut bacteria. A healthy gut microbiome is crucial for digestion, nutrient absorption, immune function, and may even influence your body's own GLP-1 production. Since GLP-1s can alter gut transit time, supporting beneficial bacteria with prebiotics is advantageous. Additionally, fiber contributes to satiety and blood sugar control by promoting fullness and slowing glucose absorption, complementing the actions of GLP-1s. However, a word of caution: a very rapid increase in fiber intake or consuming large amounts of very high fiber foods can sometimes paradoxically exacerbate feelings of fullness, bloating, or gas, especially during the initial adjustment period. This is because fiber itself can slow digestion. Therefore, a gradual increase in fiber intake is paramount. Some initial advice for managing GI symptoms might even favor lower fiber vegetables. What should you do? Aim for a daily fiber intake consistent with general health recommendations, typically 25 to 38 grams per day for adults. However, approach this target gradually. Increase fiber intake slowly over several days or weeks. And crucially, adequate fluid intake must accompany increased fiber consumption. Fiber needs water to work effectively. Aim for at least 8 to 10 glasses, 64 to 80 ounces, of water or other unsweetened fluids daily. Incorporate a variety of both soluble and insoluble fiber sources. The power of the rainbow: phytonutrients and micronutrients. Consuming a wide array of colorful fruits and vegetables, eating the rainbow, is especially important for individuals on GLP-1s due to the potential for reduced overall food intake. Eating less on GLP-1s? Make every bite a nutritional powerhouse by eating the rainbow. When total calorie consumption is lower, the micronutrient density of each food choice becomes paramount to prevent deficiencies. Colorful fruits and vegetables are naturally rich sources of essential vitamins and minerals. They are also packed with phytonutrients and provide antioxidant support. Phytonutrients are bioactive plant compounds like flavonoids and carotenoids that often give these foods their vibrant colors. Many possess potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Since obesity is often linked to chronic low-grade inflammation, a diet rich in these compounds can be particularly beneficial. Adequate intake of micronutrients and phytonutrients supports overall health and medication efficacy, including immune function, energy metabolism, and cellular repair, helping to prevent deficiencies that could compromise your treatment. The actionable step: encourage the daily consumption of a wide variety of colorful fruits and vegetables. Aim for at least 5 servings per day. Strive to include different colors on your plate at each meal: dark leafy greens, reds like tomatoes or berries, orange/yellows like carrots, blue/purples like blueberries, and white/greens like cauliflower. Add them to eggs, salads, snacks, soups, and stews. Recommended vegetables and fruits for GLP-1 users. While diversity is key, some fruits and vegetables may be better tolerated than others, particularly when you're first adjusting to GLP-1 therapy or if you're experiencing GI side effects like bloating. Prioritizing options that are nutrient-dense yet generally well-tolerated is important. Initially, cooked or lower fiber vegetables might be preferable, as high fiber, raw vegetables can sometimes increase fullness or gas. As your tolerance improves, you can introduce a wider variety. Always listen to your body. To help you navigate your choices, let's break down the best fiber and phytonutrient sources by category. First up, leafy greens like spinach and kale. These are packed with vitamin K and antioxidants. A great tip is to cook them if eating them raw feels like too much volume. Next are the cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. They're famous for their anti-inflammatory compounds. Just be sure to cook them thoroughly and introduce them gradually to avoid gas. The allium family, think onions and garlic, are great for gut health, but should be well cooked as some people can be sensitive to them. For your vibrant colors, look to red, orange, and yellow vegetables like carrots, sweet potatoes, and bell peppers. They provide essential vitamin A and C. Cooking them often makes them easier to digest. When it comes to fruits, berries are usually very well tolerated and are bursting with antioxidants. Pome fruits, like apples and pears, are also excellent, but you may want to peel them at first to reduce the fiber load. Citrus fruits are a great source of vitamin C, while stone fruits like peaches and plums are also fantastic choices. And of course, bananas are great for potassium and can be very soothing if you're experiencing any nausea. Finally, don't forget legumes and whole grains. Legumes like lentils and chickpeas are fiber and protein powerhouses, but you must introduce them very slowly. For grains, focus on oats and quinoa, which are often very well tolerated. By focusing on a colorful variety of plant-based foods, you can effectively manage digestive health, ensure adequate micronutrient intake, and harness the protective power of phytonutrients. Tactical eating, meal frequency, size, and timing. Beyond what to eat, how and when you eat become critically important when you're using GLP-1s. The physiological changes these medications cause, mainly slowed stomach emptying and increased fullness signals, mean you need to shift your eating behaviors. Adopting tactical eating strategies can significantly reduce common side effects like nausea and excessive fullness, improve how well you tolerate the medication, and help you get enough nutrition even with a reduced appetite. Mitigating side effects. Nausea and excessive fullness. Nausea is one of the most common side effects when starting GLP-1s or when the dose is increased. This is largely due to the medication slowing how quickly food leaves your stomach and its direct effects on nausea centers in your brain. Excessive fullness is a direct result of this delayed stomach emptying. Feeling nauseous or overly full on your GLP-1 medication, simple eating tactics can make a huge difference. Your body needs time to adapt to these new digestive and fullness signals. Simple adjustments to your eating habits can make a big difference in managing these discomforts. The goal is to work with the medication's effects, not against them. Here's what you can do. Listen to early fullness cues. This is vital. Pay close attention to your body's new, earlier signals of fullness. Make a conscious effort to stop eating as soon as you feel satisfied, rather than continuing until you feel stuffed. Eating past this point of early satiety is a common trigger for nausea and discomfort. Acknowledge the adjustment period. For many people, nausea is temporary and tends to lessen or go away as the body adjusts to the medication over days or weeks. Understanding this can help manage expectations. Consult healthcare providers for persistent issues. If nausea is severe, persistent, or significantly impacts your daily life and hydration, it's essential to talk to your prescribing healthcare provider. They might suggest dose adjustments or other ways to help. The graze don't gorge concept, smaller frequent meals. The traditional pattern of 3 large meals a day might not work well for you on GLP-1s because of the slowed digestion. 3 big meals a day not working with your GLP-1? Try the graze don't gorge method for better comfort and nutrition. Consuming large amounts of food at one time can easily overwhelm a stomach that's emptying more slowly. This can lead to feeling uncomfortably full for a long time and increase the chances of nausea or even vomiting. A better approach is to eat smaller, more frequent meals and snacks throughout the day. This grazing strategy provides a steadier supply of nutrients and energy without overloading your digestive system at any single point. Actionable steps. Adopt a pattern of 4 to 6 small eating occasions. Instead of 2 to 3 large meals, aim for 3 smaller main meals with 1 to 3 small nutrient-dense snacks in between. Practice portion control. Be mindful of portion sizes. Using smaller plates and bowls can be a helpful visual cue. Ensure snacks are nutritious. Snacks shouldn't be empty calories. They should contribute to your overall nutritional goals, especially protein and fiber. Think Greek yogurt, a small handful of nuts, fruit with cottage cheese, or a hard-boiled egg. Liquid wisdom, timing fluids and hydration. Staying hydrated is crucial, but when you drink fluids in relation to your meals, needs some thought. Drinking enough water on GLP-1s, the timing of your sips can be just as important as the amount. Drinking large amounts of fluids with your meals can quickly increase the volume in your stomach. When your stomach is already emptying slowly due to GLP-1s, this added volume can make you feel even fuller, bloated, and potentially trigger nausea. However, staying properly hydrated throughout the day is essential, especially if you experience side effects like nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration. It's also been noted that GLP-1s can sometimes suppress your sense of thirst, making intentional hydration even more important. What to do? Prioritize fluids. Between meals. Try to drink most of your fluids in the periods between your meals rather than drinking large volumes during meals. Sip fluids, slowly and consistently. Aim to sip water or other unsweetened beverages like herbal tea, slowly and consistently throughout the day to meet your hydration goals. Typically around 8 to 10 glasses, 64-80 ounces. Consider temperature and type for nausea. If you are feeling nauseous, some people find ice-cold beverages, ginger tea, or peppermint tea to be soothing. Electrolytes if needed. If vomiting or diarrhea is significant, drinks containing electrolytes might be beneficial to replace lost minerals. However, this situation definitely warrants a call to your healthcare provider. Identifying and avoiding trigger foods. Certain types of foods are more likely to aggravate the gastrointestinal side effects associated with GLP-1s because of how they affect digestion speed and stomach comfort. Are certain foods making your GLP-1 side effects worse? Learn to spot and manage your personal trigger foods. High-fat greasy foods. Foods high in fat, especially fried foods, rich sauces, fatty meats, naturally slow down digestion even more. Combined with the delayed stomach emptying from GLP-1s, they can significantly worsen nausea, bloating, and general discomfort. Very sugary foods, refined carbohydrates. Large amounts of simple sugars or highly refined carbs can sometimes lead to rapid blood sugar changes or be poorly tolerated, causing discomfort. Some guidelines specifically advise avoiding foods high in simple sugars. Spicy foods. Highly spiced foods can irritate the stomach lining and may worsen symptoms like heartburn or nausea for some people. Complex, heavy dishes. Simpler, more easily digestible meals are often better tolerated than rich, complex dishes, especially when you're first adjusting. Alcohol. Alcohol can irritate the stomach, add empty calories, and may worsen side effects. Actionable steps. Limit high-fat and fried foods. Many users find it helpful to significantly cut back on or avoid fried foods, fast food, creamy sauces, and very fatty meats. Approach spicy foods with caution. Be mindful of heavily spiced foods if they trigger discomfort. Moderate sugary items. Limit sugary drinks, candies, pastries, and other highly sweetened desserts. Opt for simpler preparations. Choose plainly prepared foods like baked, grilled, or steamed proteins and vegetables, especially when you're adjusting or if you have symptoms. Keep a food and symptom journal. Individual tolerance varies greatly. A simple journal of what you eat and any symptoms can help identify personal trigger foods. Eat slowly and chew thoroughly. This aids initial digestion and can reduce the burden on your stomach. Avoid lying down immediately after eating. Staying upright or taking a gentle walk after meals may help digestion. So let's summarize these strategies into a quick tactical toolkit you can use every day. First, to minimize side effects, remember to eat small, frequent meals, about 4 to 6 per day. Eat slowly, chew thoroughly, and stop when you feel satisfied, not stuffed. And critically, drink most of your fluids between your meals, not with them. Second, be cautious with common trigger foods. This means limiting high-fat or fried foods, which can slow digestion down even more. Be mindful of very sugary items and approach spicy foods with caution, as they can irritate the stomach for some. And remember, simpler meals are often better tolerated than large, complex dishes. Finally, a few key habits can make a big difference. Avoid lying down immediately after eating. Consider a gentle walk instead, and if you're feeling unsure, keep a food and symptom journal to identify your personal triggers. This toolkit puts you in control of your comfort and success. By implementing these tactical eating strategies, you can better navigate the changes that come with GLP-1 therapy, leading to improved comfort and a more positive experience. Evidence-based supplementation as a strategic bridge. While a nutrient-dense, whole foods diet is always the cornerstone of good health, especially when you're on GLP-1s, supplementation can act as a strategic bridge. It can help address potential nutrient gaps and provide targeted support for common side effects. Because your appetite is reduced and digestion is altered, it can be challenging to get all your nutritional requirements from diet alone, making it important to consider specific supplements, always under medical guidance. Supplements as nutritional insurance and targeted support. The main goal should always be to get most of your nutrients from a balanced diet rich in whole foods. However, the reality of a significantly reduced appetite and overall food intake while on GLP-1s means that hitting 100% of all micronutrient and even some macronutrient targets can be tough. Eating less on GLP-1s? Supplements might be your nutritional insurance policy, but which ones, and are they safe? Supplements shouldn't be seen as a replacement for healthy eating. Instead, they can act as nutritional insurance, helping to fill potential gaps from eating less. Plus, certain supplements can offer targeted support for managing specific side effects common with GLP-1s, like constipation or nausea, or address changes like altered nutrient absorption. Data shows that nearly half of GLP-1 users already take daily supplements, suggesting a recognized need for the support. For this group, supplementation often shifts from general wellness to a more focused approach of lessening the direct consequences of the medication's effects and the reduced intake. What to do? Always prioritize a varied, nutrient-dense diet as your primary source of nutrition. Supplements are complementary. Crucially, it is essential to consult with a healthcare provider or a registered dietitian before starting any new supplement regimen. They can assess your individual needs, possibly through blood tests, check for any potential interactions with your medications, including the GLP-1 itself, or other supplements, and guide you on appropriate dosages and forms. This is especially important as GLP-1s can alter your gastrointestinal physiology, which might theoretically affect how certain oral supplements are absorbed or how well they work. Key supplements for GLP-1 users, roles and rationale. Several supplements have emerged as potentially beneficial for individuals on GLP-1s based on how these medications work and the common nutritional challenges users face. Protein and collagen powders. Protein powders like whey, casein, soy, pea meeting those higher protein needs, typically 1.2 to 2.0 g/kg of ideal body weight, for muscle preservation can be hard when your appetite is low or it's difficult to eat enough whole food protein. Protein powders offer a concentrated and convenient way to boost protein intake. They can be easily added to smoothies, shakes, yogurt, or oatmeal. Hook: struggling to hit your protein goals on GLP-1s? Protein powder could be your secret weapon for muscle health. Collagen powders. Collagen is the main structural protein in your skin, bones, and ligaments. Rapid or significant weight loss, as can happen with GLP-1s, sometimes leads to concerns about skin laxity. Hydrolyzed collagen peptides are marketed to support skin elasticity and joint health. While direct evidence for collagen, specifically preventing skin issues from GLP-1-induced weight loss, is still developing, its role in skin structure is known. Some products are even marketed towards GLP-1 users, and some formulas combine collagen with other nutrients like fiber. Actionable steps: if getting enough protein from whole foods is tough, a high-quality protein powder can be a practical addition. Choose varieties low in added sugars. Hydrolyzed collagen peptides might offer support for skin and joint health during weight loss. Look for reputable brands. Evidence in this specific context is still emerging. Always discuss protein or collagen supplements with your healthcare provider. Probiotics and digestive enzymes. Next, let's talk about probiotics and digestive enzymes. Probiotics? GLP-1s slow down your gut, which can alter the gut environment and potentially disrupt the balance of your gut microbiome, dysbiosis. This might contribute to GI side effects like bloating, constipation, or diarrhea. Probiotics, which are live beneficial microorganisms, may help restore a healthier microbial balance, improve digestive function, and ease some of these symptoms. Research on specific formulations, like Omnibiotic Detox, suggests probiotics can significantly reduce GLP-1-induced side effects and improve treatment outcomes. Some evidence even suggests probiotics might enhance the effects of GLP-1 therapy. Hook: gut troubles on GLP-1s? Probiotics might be the key to a happier digestive system and better medication tolerance. Digestive enzymes: the slow digestion from GLP-1s means food stays in your stomach longer, which can lead to discomfort like bloating and indigestion. Digestive enzyme supplements, usually with amylase for carbs, lipase for fats, and protease for proteins, may help break down food more efficiently, potentially easing these symptoms. Many also include soothing herbs like ginger or peppermint. Actionable steps. Evidence, especially for specific probiotic strains, suggests they can help manage GI side effects and support gut health. Discuss a multi-strain probiotic with your healthcare provider, particularly one with research in this context. Some studies suggest starting probiotics before GLP-1 therapy might help strengthen the gut barrier and reduce side effects. If you have significant bloating or indigestion, a broad-spectrum digestive enzyme taken with meals might offer relief. Discuss this with your provider. Fiber supplements, e.g., psyllium husk, methylcellulose, inulin. Fiber supplements are mainly used to help manage constipation, a very common side effect of GLP-1s due to reduced gut motility. They can also help you meet daily fiber targets if your dietary intake is low. Different types exist. Psyllium husk and methylcellulose are bulk-forming, while inulin is a soluble prebiotic fiber. Constipation a problem on GLP-1s? Fiber supplements can help, but there's a crucial rule you must follow. It is absolutely crucial to increase fluid intake substantially when using fiber supplements, as they absorb water to work. Insufficient fluid can make constipation worse. Actionable steps. If constipation continues despite dietary efforts, a supplement like psyllium husk, methylcellulose, or inulin may help. Start with a low dose and increase gradually under provider guidance. Always consume fiber supplements with a full glass of water, at least 8 ounces/240 milliliters, and ensure plenty of fluids throughout the day. Fiber supplements can interfere with some medications. Take them at least 1 to 2 hours apart from medications. Discuss timing with your doctor or pharmacist. Magnesium. Magnesium can be helpful for a couple of reasons. Constipation relief. Certain forms, notably magnesium citrate and magnesium oxide, act as osmotic laxatives. They draw water into the intestines, softening stool and stimulating bowel movements, which can help with GLP-1-induced constipation. Potential for reduced dietary intake. Magnesium is found in nuts, seeds, whole grains, and leafy greens. If appetite suppression reduces your intake of these, your magnesium levels might drop. Essential mineral roles. Magnesium is vital for over 300 body functions, including muscle and nerve function, energy production, blood glucose control, and protein synthesis. Significant GI losses from vomiting or diarrhea can also deplete magnesium. Actionable steps. For constipation, magnesium citrate or oxide may help. Start with a modest dose, e.g., 200 to 400 milligrams at bedtime, and adjust as needed, under provider supervision. High doses can cause diarrhea. For general magnesium supplementation, magnesium glycinate or malate are often better absorbed and less laxative. Discuss magnesium with your provider, especially if you have kidney conditions, as magnesium is excreted by the kidneys. Comprehensive multivitamin, highlighting B12 and vitamin D. Finally, a comprehensive multivitamin. Vitamin B12. There's growing discussion and some evidence that GLP-1s might interfere with vitamin B12 absorption. This could be due to effects on stomach emptying, stomach acid, or reduced intake of B12-rich foods. B12 is crucial for energy, nerve function, and red blood cell formation. Vitamin D deficiency is common, especially in those with obesity or type 2 diabetes. Vitamin D is key for calcium absorption, bone health, immune function, and may influence insulin sensitivity. Reduced food intake could limit dietary sources. Actionable steps. Consider a high-quality, comprehensive daily multivitamin and mineral supplement. Pay particular attention to vitamin B12 and vitamin D. Your multivitamin should provide adequate amounts, but your provider may recommend additional B12 often sublingual or injectable if absorption is a concern, and/or vitamin D3 based on blood tests. Methylcobalamin is often cited as a preferred B12 form. Look for a multivitamin that also provides other key minerals like iron, if appropriate, zinc, and selenium. Some specialized multivitamins are now being formulated for GLP-1 users. To bring it all together, here's a strategic guide to the key supplements we've discussed. First, protein powder. Its primary role is to help you meet your increased protein needs for muscle preservation when your appetite is low. The key is to choose low-sugar options and always discuss it with your doctor. Second, collagen peptides. These may support skin and joint health during rapid weight loss. Look for hydrolyzed forms for better absorption, but know that evidence in this specific context is still emerging. Third, probiotics. These can improve GI side effects like nausea and constipation by supporting your gut health. Strain specificity matters, so consult your doctor for the right product. Fourth, digestive enzymes. These can help reduce bloating and discomfort from slowed digestion by aiding in the breakdown of food. They are typically taken with meals. Fifth, fiber supplements, like psyllium. These are used to manage constipation, but you must take them with adequate water. They can also affect medication absorption, so be sure to time your doses apart. 6. Magnesium. The citrate or oxide forms can help relieve constipation, while the glycinate form is better for general supplementation. Use caution if you have any kidney issues. And finally, a comprehensive multivitamin, paying special attention to vitamin B12 and vitamin D. GLP-1s may affect B12 absorption, and vitamin D is crucial for bone health. Blood tests can help guide proper dosing here. Remember, this information is for educational purposes only and not medical advice. Always consult with a qualified healthcare professional before starting or changing any supplement regimen, especially when taking prescription medications like GLP-1s. The market for supplements specifically targeting GLP-1 users is growing, but critically evaluate claims and prioritize evidence-based ingredients, always under your healthcare team's guidance. A sample day, the GLP-1 Plate in practice. Translating nutritional principles into daily meals can be challenging, especially when you're adapting to the effects of GLP-1s. This chapter provides a sample one-day meal plan to show how the GLP-1 Plate concepts, prioritizing protein, ensuring adequate fiber, focusing on nutrient density, managing portion sizes, and maintaining hydration, can work in practice. This is an educational tool, not a rigid prescription, to demonstrate a balanced approach. Putting it all together, a model meal plan. A structured meal plan can help you navigate your suppressed appetite on GLP-1s and ensure you're consistently eating nutrient-dense foods. The plan emphasizes whole, unprocessed foods and includes strategies to manage potential side effects, like avoiding overly greasy or spicy foods and including easily digestible options. The goal is to show that eating well on these medications can be varied, tasty, and sustainable. Wondering what a full day of eating on GLP-1s actually looks like? We've got a sample plan to inspire you. Actionable steps. This sample plan is illustrative and will likely need adjustments based on your individual caloric needs, which can range from 1,400 to 1,600 calories or more, dietary preferences, activity levels, and personal tolerances. It's strongly recommended to consult with a registered dietitian or healthcare provider to develop a personalized meal plan. Focus on the underlying principles: protein at each meal and snack, plenty of non-starchy vegetables and fruits, whole grains in moderation, and healthy fats. Pay attention to your body's hunger and fullness cues, which may be different on GLP-1 therapy. Adjust portion sizes accordingly. Sample one-day GLP-1 Plate meal plan. This plan is designed to be high in protein and fiber and relatively low in added sugars and unhealthy fats, consistent with recommendations for GLP-1 users. Let's walk through what a sample day following the GLP-1 plate principles might look like. For breakfast, around 8 a.m., you could have 2 to 3 scrambled eggs with spinach and avocado, or a cup of Greek yogurt mixed with protein powder and berries. Both options start your day with a strong 25 to 35 grams of protein. For a mid-morning snack around 11 a.m., something small like an apple with almond butter or some low-fat cottage cheese keeps your energy steady without being too filling. For lunch, around 1 p.m., a large salad with plenty of greens and veggies topped with about 4 to 5 ounces of grilled chicken breast or tuna is a perfect choice. This delivers another 30 to 40 grams of protein. In the afternoon, a mid-afternoon snack like a hard-boiled egg or a small handful of almonds provides another protein boost to carry you to dinner. Finally, for dinner around 7 p.m., think lean protein and cooked vegetables. A great example would be a 4 to 5 ounce fillet of baked salmon served with steamed broccoli and a half cup of quinoa. This sample day would provide roughly 100 to 130 grams of protein and 25 to 45 grams of fiber, all while keeping calories in a controlled range. And of course, you would be sipping water consistently between these meals throughout the entire day. Hydration throughout the day. Crucial reminder: aim to drink at least 8 to 10 glasses, 64 to 80 ounces, of water or other unsweetened beverages like herbal tea throughout the day. Timing: sip fluids consistently between meals rather than consuming large amounts with meals to avoid exacerbating feelings of fullness. Notes on the sample plan: meal preparation. Consider preparing components of meals in advance, e.g., grilling chicken, cooking quinoa, chopping vegetables, to make adherence easier. Listen to your body. This plan provides portion estimates, but individual capacity may vary significantly. Adjust portions based on personal hunger and fullness cues. If a suggested portion feels too large, eat less. The goal is to feel satisfied, not overly full. Variety is key. While this is a one-day sample, aim for variety in food choices throughout the week to ensure a broad spectrum of nutrients and prevent boredom. Rotate different protein sources, vegetables, and fruits. Managing side effects. The food choices are generally lower in fat and spice to minimize potential GI upset. If experiencing nausea, blander options from the tactical eating chapter might be temporarily substituted, e.g., plain toast, rice. This sample day illustrates that a diet supporting GLP-1 therapy can be nutritious, satisfying, and appealing. By focusing on these principles, individuals can effectively fuel their bodies for fat loss while protecting their overall health and well-being. Conclusion and key actionable recommendations. Navigating nutrition while using GLP-1s for weight management requires a strategic and informed approach. These medications profoundly alter appetite and digestion, creating that nutrition paradox where getting enough nutrients on a suppressed appetite becomes the central challenge. The evidence strongly suggests that a passive approach to eating just isn't enough. Instead, a proactive, nutrient-focused strategy is essential to fuel fat loss effectively, protect lean muscle mass, and maintain your overall health. Feeling overwhelmed? Here are the top actionable takeaways for thriving on GLP-1s with smart nutrition. The core principles for optimizing nutrition on GLP-1s can be summarized as follows. Embrace the protein-first mandate. Prioritize high-quality protein at every meal and snack, aiming for 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of your ideal body weight daily. This is paramount for preserving muscle, enhancing satiety, and stabilizing blood sugar. Champion fiber and phytonutrients. Incorporate a wide variety of fiber-rich foods, vegetables, fruits, legumes, and whole grains to manage constipation, support gut health, and ensure micronutrient adequacy. Eating the rainbow provides essential vitamins, minerals, and anti-inflammatory phytonutrients. Remember to increase fiber gradually and drink plenty of fluids. Adopt tactical eating habits. Shift to smaller, more frequent meals. The graze, don't gorge concept to lessen nausea and excessive fullness. Time fluid intake primarily between meals. Identify and limit personal trigger foods, especially those high in fat, sugar, or spice. Eating slowly and mindfully is key. Consider evidence-based supplementation as a strategic bridge. While whole foods are primary, supplements like a comprehensive multivitamin with attention to B12 and vitamin D, protein powders, fiber supplements, magnesium, and potentially probiotics or digestive enzymes can help fill nutrient gaps and manage side effects, always under the guidance of a healthcare provider. Prioritize nutrient density. With a reduced capacity for food, every bite must count. Focus on whole, unprocessed foods that deliver maximum nutritional value per calorie. Stay well hydrated. Drink plenty of water and unsweetened fluids throughout the day, being mindful that thirst cues may be diminished. Personalize your approach. While these guidelines provide a strong foundation, individual needs and tolerances will vary. Keeping a food and symptom journal can help tailor your strategy. Seek professional guidance. It is crucial to work closely with a healthcare provider and a registered dietitian. They can provide personalized advice, monitor for nutrient deficiencies, help adjust your diet as needed, and ensure your nutritional plan aligns with your overall health goals and medication management. By adopting these strategic nutritional practices, individuals using GLP-1s can optimize their weight management journey, not just by losing weight, but by doing so in a way that nourishes the body, preserves vital functions, and lays the groundwork for long-term health and well-being. This proactive approach transforms the challenge of reduced appetite into an opportunity for profound and positive changes in your eating habits. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the GLP-1 Plate. We hope this guide empowers you to make informed nutritional choices while on your GLP-1 journey. Remember, this information is for educational purposes. Always consult your healthcare team for personalized advice. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more health and nutrition insights, and share it with anyone who might benefit. What are your biggest nutritional challenges or successes on GLP-1s? Share your experiences in the comments below.